There's a new rule coming out of Washington, D.C., and it pertains to driving. Beginning on May 1st, officials have suspended driver's education classes out of the growing concern that it was too much of a financial burden for potential drivers who couldn't have afforded the cost of taking a private course. This begs the question, does it really matter? Was it really that effective to begin with? You know, driving requirements vary by state, with only 41 states requiring driver education courses. It used to be an offering in Washington, D.C., but public schools dropped this in 2009. Where does this leave us? What do you think?
Are they really needed? Did you take one?
I did take. Not at school, though. Outside of school. My parents sent me to one.
Oh, your parents sent you to one?
Yes, ma'am.
I did not take one, and I failed my driving test a couple of times, which is fine. Everybody does. That's not true. Look, Washington, D.C., they've probably done this because I lived in D.C. for 9 years, so the amount of taxi drivers that cannot drive on the roads, they wanted to level the playing field and make sure that everyone can't drive. That's my theory.
I mean, here's the thing. Each year, more than 5,000 teenagers aged 16 to 20 years old are killed in passenger vehicle crashes. That statistic is according to the National Highway Traffic Administration.
What factor does the cell phone play in that?
Cell phone play, that's a good question. This study didn't reveal that information,
would...
but that is a great point, especially with the advent of how important everybody's hooked to their phones now.
Right.
You know, and the other piece is that, you know, motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for teens in the U.S. So why X out a part of the process? You know, you're operating a motor vehicle shouldn't be taken for granted. It's not an easy feat.
It'll be interesting to see if this has an effect on crashes and fatality rates in Washington in a couple of years. Perhaps we'll do the study again. We'll revisit it and we'll look at the numbers. Melvin, I don't really see this making a big difference. Nobody can drive in Washington. I mean, on an anecdotal note and out of pure frustration, having driven there, and I mean, perhaps people should just save the money, honestly. Hang it up.
Well, will this make a difference? We'll have to wait and see.